somebody behind you that's seated, please try to get a chair so you can sit down or they can stand on their chair or something. There are lots of chairs back in here. There are chairs out on the patio. Very good. If you need another drink and you're in the front, just turn around and ask the person behind you until you get to Jim, and then pass it forward. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got an unusual program for you this evening. I would like for Jennifer Newton to please come here.
I'd like to thank all of you very much for coming and joining with us tonight, or joining with me in the celebration of this day, which doesn't really commemorate anything in particular, except for it gives me a chance, along with some of you, to say hello and thank you to someone who's very special in my life in a number of different ways. There are a lot of other people that are here. All of you are special, and I really appreciate everybody coming.
Thank you. I didn't know I was going to have to get up front and say anything. But we are all here to celebrate Tom and to roast and toast him tonight on his birthday. I know he means very much to all of us, and he means quite a bit to me also. I also would like to make a special toast to Jennifer, who, without her, none of this would have been possible, and without her love for Tom, it just never would have happened. And I think a round of applause.
I've named them the New Tones for no good reason, but they are going to do a song for Tom.
Born in the valley, raised in the hills of western Kentucky, on wobbling knees, with Mama beside you to help you along. You'll soon be growing up strong, and it's wrong.
But he decided to skip town, and that left me with deciding who was going to replace him. Now, Dr. Britt will come anytime I call her, but it's a long ways for her to go, and I have a couple mares who didn't exactly win the Miss Congeniality Award, so we tried real hard not to call her. I've been following the success of this new vet in town, and I decided, well, let's give him a try. But you can't just pick out a vet, you got to test them. You got to know if they're any good, because you're going to trust them with your creatures. So we devised a little test for your knowledge, your ability, your speed of response, your perseverance, and your patience with difficult patients. We're talking about a severed tendon, a ruptured bursal cavity, a severe infection that was resistant to everything known to God and man. That mare is now galloping around the field with a 4-month-old filly at her side. For our next challenge, we decided to test speed of response. One of my best mares, a full sister to Just for Fun, who was 8 months in foal, got out and decided to run at a full gallop into the guide wire of a Bevco call. And I was told that the phone conversation went something like this to Tom's truck. David says, "Tom, where are you?" Tom says, "Well, I'm crossing the bridge at the prison." David says, "Stop! You can't cross!" Tom looks upriver, waiting for the wave of water to come rushing in. Well, it never did, and he then got told he had to turn around and come back to my house, of course. And he got there in 10 minutes, so you get a 10 for speed of response. After lots of blood and sutures and x-rays and discussing what to do, If you didn't know this mare, you really couldn't tell anything happened to her, and she shattered the bone above her eye 4 places. So we did good on that one too. Okay, this is the diploma. This is from Ragland's College of Major Emergencies and Untimely Disasters.
Okay. Having fulfilled the professional and educational requirements, is hereby awarded the title of DS, Disaster Specialist, on the recommendation of the Board of Directors. Rose Ragland, President.
I didn't know whether or not I was going to have to be serious up here or whether or not I could tell the truth. I'm trying to think back of something that all the horse people can associate with. So I started to get on him about his vet bills. All of us horse owners have problems with vet bills. And I told him he has to have 2 rates. I said, you've got to have a good news rate and a bad news rate. And that was the season. This was about 2 years ago, if I remember right, Tom. And I think I had 4 or 5 mares that I was trying to breed. And Tom would come and palpate one, and he'd reach in there and he'd say, well, I'm sorry, there's nothing in there. And I told him, I said, when you say that, you got to say that's a $6 charge. When you reach in there and say, oh, great news, 32 days in foal. I said, that's a $15 charge. I said, no one objects to paying more when you give them some good news. I said, when you give them the bad news, it hurts. When the bill comes at the end of the month, you say, that's lousy. And he's charging me too much, too. But to be serious for a minute, I've known Tom ever since he's been here, and he's done a great job for me, and I'm sure he's done a great job for everybody because he really is concerned with each and every client that he has and that he comes to. Tom, congratulations.
Well, Tom, as you approach your 40th birthday, it occurred to us that we see precious little of you nowadays, always off here and there, and that some of your family and friends that hail from far distances see even less of you. Therefore, we thought that if we could try to imagine what exactly you do to pass the time of day, we could at least be there in spirit.
And for Tom's more recent friends, we thought we'd give you a glimpse of Tom's past as well.
Therefore, we start out, as most people do, in bed, relaxed, without a care in the world, flitting in and out of a dream-filled trance. Suddenly, in the midst of this reverie, one dream stands out above the rest. It's not too fast. Yes, it's another day, promising lots of new and exciting adventures.
Although he spent several years in North Carolina, he was born in the deep south in Georgia, where his family lived for 5 years. Afterwards, he lived even further south in Paraguay, where his accent got so thick he was barely understandable.
But let's get back to that first call. The message had said something about a horse named Misty being cut up real bad, and that it was behind the barn in back of the house, and that the owner could be reached at work at such and such a number. Sure enough, there was the horse, cut up real bad, behind the barn and back of the house in a 30-acre field. Roughly in the middle of a 30-acre field. And it didn't respond to the name Misty.
Luckily, Tom didn't waste his time in Paraguay. He learned many things from the local cowboys, including the proper way to use a rope in the lassoing and restraint of an animal.
So we'll leave Tom pursuing his long-time fantasy of being a cowboy, questioning whether he'll be able to make it to his first scheduled appointment, tube warming 30 horses on the other side of Richmond in half an hour.
Catching up with Tom, we find him in the middle of Richmond in rush hour traffic, already an hour overdue.
Down this traffic jam.
And then, an hour later, warming the 5th out of 30,
Back when Tom started dating Jennifer, Graham and I were looking over the file on him. We scratched the note that he was not exactly an A1 student. He was one of those people who got a report card with comments like, he has a lot of potential but doesn't apply in this. In fact, his favorite song during those early dating days kind of summed it up.
Speaking of Jennifer, she's back at the house and has just received an urgent call. With this latest emergency, the 14th horse gets wormed, then it's pack everything up, get back in the truck, drive west through Richmond to see a pregnant mare with a history of foaling problems. Tom decides to do an ultrasound to check out the position of the fetus.
But eventually Tom did apply to himself and became quite a student. Bad habits were put aside and he went to college, ran a large hog farm, took prerequisite courses, spent a lot of time with local vets, and eventually was accepted to Ohio State Veterinary School. The next 4 years were filled with lots of hard work and fun while acquiring vast amounts of knowledge. Jennifer helped out with a lot of heavy reading and did a good job of spot quizzing on every conceivable subject.
Then it's back to the owner, and a confident Tom makes his diagnosis and recommendation for treatment.
after stopping off at a few farms in the immediate vicinity of the foaling, it's back over there on the other side of you-know-where to 16 more you-know-whats. Tom slumps into the well-worn seat of his third Datsun truck. He pauses a moment, staring out over the faded metallic gray hood.
Oh, Lord!
And then it's just the long drive home, the hope that there'll be no more calls tonight, that David hasn't finished up the last of the dinner, and that maybe there'll be time for just a little evening's entertainment.
I don't want to I just want to ride my motorcycle.
And now it's time to end our imaginings of your day. Believe it or not, and that was just a Sunday. We'll leave you with your head on the pillow like an innocent babe, dreaming of places that are near and far. Places like Maine, Martha's Vineyard, the Chesapeake Bay, maybe Hawaii, or the Caribbean.
But it's very sincere, and I'm sure many of you feel exactly the same way I do. Ode to a Goochland vet. Dr. Tom, our illustrious vet, probably the best looking we've ever met. His silver truck down our driveway comes, without the fanfare or the drums. And for the most part, he's on time, but if not, Jennifer rings their line. A sign of help for our special beast. We count on him to help us at least. With kindness and his soothing way, he cures the patient and saves our day. He sutures their pets and palpates their mares, and with a stroke on their neck, we know he cares. So we come to his party and drink his booze, but he's the only one we want in those shoes. And now he's reached the big 4-0. Is his life half over? Tom, we say no. With a wonderful wife and jobs well done, don't buy that Porsche and decide to run. Midlife crisis will pass you by. Just look around, you know we don't lie. The Kawasaki may have to suffice. But please be careful, we value your life. For as our vet and friend tonight, we'd rather have you than have that bike. So happy birthday, dear Dr. Tom. May many more years for you come along. With loving words we wish for you, good health, good friends, and all skies blue.
Normally, if I've got a horse that's not going right, I'll take it up to the racetrack and I'll gallop it around and Tom will watch it. And we'll compare notes afterwards. Well, I think this horse that was not going right was one he has a partial interest in. So he came up with a new idea. He was going to ride my lead pony.
Oh, whose idea?
I'm not sure whose idea this was. Somebody came up with the idea that you would ride along on the lead pony next to this colt and watch him gallop, study him very closely so we could make an assessment and go on to make our fortune. I'm also a partner on this colt. 2 dummies. So anyway, we tacked up the lead pony, who has quite a history here in Goodson County. And I got on the little colt in question. Tom got on the lead pony. And we went up to the racetrack to gallop side by side so Tom could analyze every stride this colt took around that racetrack. So we start off side by side jogging. I said, okay, Tom, let's gallop. The horse is jogging good. Let's go ahead and gallop. Wait a minute, Tom. Tom? Tom? How is he looking to you, Tom? Halfway around, of course, I'm on one side of the track and Tom is on the other. So then I can really, how does he look, Tom? And then finally it's, how is he doing behind, Tom? Eventually I just pulled my horse over and put him up, and I watched Tom gallop 4 or 5 more laps. I determined, however, that my pony was off in his right front. Tom and I took x-rays after the gallop of the pony, not the horse I was on. That's the roast part of this. Now the toast part is, if everyone's got a glass, my lead pony, I could put my 6-year-old daughter on him, and he would take her out for a ride anywhere through the countryside and be the most quiet, perfectly mannered horse there is. He gets bad. The better you are, the badder he is. So what I learned was Tom's a hell of a rider. So I want to toast Goodson County's champion jockey, Tom Newton.
Okay, Tom, you ready to start another day? 7:45 at line. You got Butters at 8 o'clock. 8:30 is Walker. And you got your 2 horses there. Then you're going to go to Running Cedar at 9:30. And then at 10:30 you're going to go to Little Hawk, and then you just go back.
Okay, I better go get that now. Right.
Virginia Equine, may I help you? Yeah, what's your name? Yeah, just a minute, he's about to leave. Yeah, let me see if I can catch him. Hold on. Come on, Marshie. going, okay? Because otherwise I'm gonna be on the phone all day calling people and telling them they're gonna be late. Your rest for the day, okay? And have a shit. I'll get your tin back, and this is just a list of a few calls. Sorry, honey. This is just a few calls you may be able to make while you're making. Tom, this is Jennifer. I have an emergency. I need you to call me right away. Hi. Okay, bye. I need to talk to you right away. I have an emergency. Please give me a call. Virginia Equine, can I help you? Hi, Tom, sweetie. And if this horse is as bad as the owner sounds, it's going to be really bad. Unfortunately, it's on the other side of town from the way you're going right now.
Hello? Hello, anybody here? Can't believe it. Come all the way over here, out of my way. My schedule's all messed up, and now the owner. Yeah. Give that a few minutes and it should feel better, okay? Where's your owner anyway?
Oh, Doc, last time I saw him, he's headed out of behind the barn with a bottle.
Well, sit tight, I gotta go find him, okay?
Oh, Doc, no, he's no good. He's useless. He don't like vets and he don't pay vet bills. People try to work some kind of magic on me of some kind, Doc.
Well, if I'm going to treat you, I'm going to have to talk to your owner.
Oh.
You know, he's the one that called me anyway.
Doc, he didn't call you, I did. I mean, I can talk to you, and here's the phone. If my tongue didn't hurt so damn bad, I'd show you.
I got to make a call to the office.
Oh, Oh, Doc, can I just lie down for a little bit, Doc?
Okay, but don't roll around again, okay?
Thank you. Oh, what time is it? Yeah, Virginia Econ. Oh, hi, honey, I'm so glad it's you. Listen, what is going on anyway?
Well, it looks like it's just an onion colic. I still haven't been able to find the owner. Really just a few more minutes here if I could find the owner. I just need somebody to watch it for an hour or two.
It's just too bad Maggie's not here this summer, you know what I mean? Listen, what I've done, I've changed everything. I canceled the morning completely, and I put the 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and then I pushed everybody in the afternoon back 2 hours. What do you think?
Well, if you could just take the 9 o'clock and change that to 11, and move the 11 to 12, and that 8:30 that I missed, put that at 12:30, and then, tell you what, we'll just skip 10:30 at Little Hawk. You know David won't mind.
No, forget it. I can't call these people back. I've been on the phone all morning calling them already, and I've already rearranged everything. What time is it? Oh.
Okay. Tell you what, as soon as I'm out of here, I'll give you a call, and, well, no, just let's figure that I'll cover what you've got set up, and if there's any problems with that, I'll give you a call.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. So how you feeling there, bud?
Hey, Doc. Hey, that stuff's pretty good. You probably won't have to tube me now, right?
Well, we'll see. Just need to give it a couple hours to sink in there, and then I'll come back and check on you. But I gotta go now, okay?
Wait, you don't have to leave, do you, Doc?
Yeah, I do. I'm way behind on calls, and I gotta go and get caught up. I'll be back.
Doc, you can't leave. I can't do it alone.
Sure you can.
Oh, Doc,
Okay?
you can't. You gotta take me with you.
What the hell am I gonna do with a horse in a truck? I don't have a trailer or anything. I can't take it. You just sit tight. I'll be right back.
Oh, no, Doc. No, oh, no. Oh.
Why don't you try calling?
Oh, Doc, I can't get it.
What's that?
Doc. Oh, no, it's no.
It's no use.
Oh,
Thank God we're almost there anyway.
Doc. I got a couple questions for you, Doc. Can I ask you a couple questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, how long have you been practicing veterinary medicine?
About 6 or 7 years.
Yeah? Well, I want to know one thing.
Uh-huh.
I want to know why the thermometers are so damn cold.
Refrigerator.
Oh, thanks, Doc. When's the last time somebody stuck a cold... never mind. Hey, Doc, I got another question.
Yeah?
Yeah. Is there a legal limit on the size of a veterinarian's arm? Like squatting on a fire hydrant. Yeah, and there ought to be a limit.
Yeah.
Where are we going anyway?
Well, just up here a little bit. I think I need to stop by the office. I'm not sure anywhere else I can put you without creating more of a hassle already.
Oh, Doc.
What?
Oh, the oil. Doc, it's starting to work.
Just hold it.
Bye-bye. Virginia Equine Clinic, may I help you? Yes. Well, I can't say he's running on time right now. How long can you stay there? All right, I'll get back to you as soon as possible, as soon as I'm more certain as to what's going on. Tom, where are you? What time is it?
That's the real one.
That's what I was.
Oh, Doc, is that her again?
Well, I guess I better try to give her a call one more time.
Oh, Doc, no. Doc, it's not gonna work, Doc. We tried it before. It's not gonna work, Doc.
Tell you what, we're almost there anyway. Maybe they just hold off just a few minutes more.
Hey, you live back here?
Yeah, just a little further down here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who's married to those?
Well, they're mine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I got an idea, Doc.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you just drop me off here while you figure it out? Maybe I'll get to know one of them fellas.
Yeah, well, maybe that's not a bad idea. You just behave yourself.
Yeah, okay, Doc.
I know. Hold on. Thanks. Virginia Equine Clinic may help you. No, I really don't. Hold on one second. Thank you so much. Tom, what the hell have you been? Are you okay? Are you all right?
Yeah, well, the colic just got a little worse, and then I had to move the horse, and I don't know. It's been a rough day.
I'm sure it has been a rough day for both of us, but I've got to tell you, I've got a bunch of people that are calling me, asking why you're not here, and why you're not there, and why you're not here, and why you're not there. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
It's okay. I'll just tell them.
No. Two people on hold right now. You tell them why you're not there, because they keep saying it's my fault. They don't say it, but they're acting that way.
Look. I'll tell them that I've been working on a talking horse, okay? And I'll tell them first I couldn't get the horse in my truck, and then I couldn't get the horse out of the truck, and then...
Tom, don't touch that. Have you been drinking? I don't understand this. All these people are just driving me crazy. I'm working too hard. You're working too. Russell's going crazy. Now, I don't know what to do. I need a vacation, or we both need a vacation or something.
Hey,